When tadpoles reach the station of when they have bottom legs, they have to have a foundation on the top of where you are having it. Then, so they can perch on top of it. But it has to be someplace that's not on top so they can jump out. Another thing is, do not put the frogs, when they're babies, with a different kind of fish, because the fish will eat the baby. It's a bad thing to do that, because you'll get less tadpoles and less of them in the world, and they're rare things. So, what you need to know is, you have to keep it in perfect shade, but it has to be hot. But it has to be in the darkness, and it has to be hot. So that's why you should put it under like a bush or something where it can like be shady, but it's still hot around the frogs. Then when it's done, you have to make sure that the water is not drop water from the faucet. It has to be rainwater, or else it will die. And no sticking fingers or anything else in the bowl, because they could die from germs that are on it. Second thing is, boiled lettuce or boiled spinach is what you can use to feed them. Another thing is, you have to make sure that the foundation that you're keeping it in, it has to have a roof on top of it with holes in it so they can breathe. But it has to have a top, or else maybe it could spill when it's a big frog. If it's in like a little jar, when it grows up, it can just like push it over and then it could fall. So it needs to have like a top that has holes poking up on the top. Another thing is, when it reaches the top foundation of all the things that go together with them, one thing is, when it gets to be a full-grown one, and it doesn't matter if it's a girl or a boy, you have to let it go when it's at least 12 inches to 9 inches. 9 inches to 12 inches. So let it go when it's and if it's a small type frog, then from 5 to 3 or 7 to 4. And then what you have to do is no things can be involved with them. So that means, like, you have to make sure that no putting things in, don't put it where there's like a place where it can die. And cut out all the things. If you have like a pet, like a pet fish, don't put it with the fish. If that's a pet beta, do not put it with. And if you have a pet cat, just put it in your bathroom or someplace where the cat cannot reach it. Okay? So then another thing is, make sure the water is clean and there's no food left. So if you went for a week and then there's a lot of this food on the ground, you have to empty it out. And the water has to be see-through clear. It could only have like little particles of food. Another thing is, don't put you have to, once it gathers legs, you have to put in dirt inside it on the bottom so then it can hide and make sure that it doesn't sink. Goodbye.